Today I thought I'd give you a bit of a layout update and then start tidying up in my railway room and take my layout to pieces so that I can start laying some more track. How hard's that going to be? So I've made quite a bit of progress over the last few months here on my layout. Much of the things I've been doing and the videos I've been publishing have been about me trying to work out how to solve particular problems. I've been looking into the DCC stuff, the block detection, different types of wiring, and various things like that, connectors and all sorts of boring stuff. So I think the videos I've been producing have been a sort of me trying to figure some of those things out. But now I've got to a point where I've started to pull all that together on my layout so I can make some progress. So the first thing I've done is I've sorted out some of the wiring. I've tidied things up a bit. I've got new terminal blocks in, and that's going to make life a lot easier. I can connect and disconnect cables a lot easier. I've also figured out how all the loconet and S88 connectors work, and so I've run loconet and S88 connectors around the layout to the various things that I've got. You might have seen my last video. I installed a couple of panels on the fascia for loconet connectors for my throttles, and also a USB plug or socket, so I can plug the USB connection to my computer in nice and easily to the layout. If you haven't seen that, I'll put a card up, maybe just there. We'll see how that works. So since then, I've also solved the problems here across the join, and I've found ways of passing my wires across that joint. So I've now managed to get loconet and S88 and DCC power bus onto this second board, this second frame, and that's going to allow me to make a lot of progress on the area that I want to. I've also made a bit of progress on my staging yard. Now you may have seen in a previous video I laid this point work here on the exit from the staging yard, but I've also laid a couple of the sidings, or certainly part of a couple of the sidings for the staging yard. Now all that works on this single board here on the frame. At the moment it's not fixed in place, so I can pick it up and I can turn it over and I can fiddle around with it. And that's the way I like it at the moment, until I've got everything installed on it, and I don't want to make it sort of permanently fixed to the frame. Eventually it will, when once the tracks are laid all the way around. There's a few more things I need to do here. In particular, I need to put some reinforcement on the underneath to stop it sagging. I'm only using 6mm MDF for my sub-road bed, and the reason is that I want to keep everything light, but I do have to put a bit of reinforcement underneath to prevent it from sagging. And once that's in, I then need to also paint some sealant on the underneath to stop it taking up moisture. Now the reason I've only laid 2 tracks on the top and not all 8 is that I want to start experimenting with using optical proximity detectors. Use infrared light to detect when a train or when anything is close by. And the idea is I want to bury them under the track, just where I want the trains to stop, and then I can use the software to park up the train in exactly the right place on the siding. So there's a whole bunch of experimentation I need to do, figuring out how to use those, and also how to install them. Do they go under the track? Do they go by the side of the track? I'm going to have to try a whole bunch of different things out. And until I've figured all that out, I'm hesitant to make too much progress on laying the track. Once I have laid the track, I also need to install the droppers. and then that'll give me the wiring I need to go into my occupancy detection device that's going to detect current flowing through the track. So all that wiring and all that installation, that's really sort of hinging on me figuring out these optical detection devices. And I can't start playing around with the optical detectors until I've got a power supply for them. Now I want to have a way of providing power across the layout for all different sorts of devices I might have. I'm sure there's going to be lots more funky stuff in the future. So what I plan to do is to take a PC power supply from an old computer someone was giving away on Free Cycle. I picked that up and I've taken the power supply out. I need to make some modifications to the power supply, and then that should give me a 12 volt, 5 volt, probably 3.5 volt power supply, and I can have a power bus that goes around the layout providing those voltages to anything that needs them. So I'll need to do that first. But I think all these things, really, they're all going to happen on this area of the layout here. And it's difficult to access. It's against the wall. It's a long way to reach, and so on. So, and although this can be removed for now, eventually it'll be fixed in place. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the layout apart. It comes apart just here. There's a joint. And I can disconnect my wiring. I've got connectors there that disconnect, and I can take it apart, and I'll move this bit around so I move it within the room. I'll put it over here somewhere, and that means I'll be able to more easily access that back edge of this module, and that will allow me to make some progress. So first things first, I need to box up all my rolling stock, train over there, coaches, wagons. I need to put away all my tools, just have a general tidy up, run the hoover round, and then I'll be taking the layout to bits. And I'll probably put you on a time lapse while I do that. Okay, have a little walk around, I think. You can see I've moved this frame, I've moved this board around, and I can now access this side. I can get along this was the edge along the wall. I can get all along here, and I can also get easy access to this track. I need to put some droppers in along here. And obviously I'm going to be working on the fiddle yard along the back here. So I imagine the frame will probably be in this position for a couple of months, the rates I work. But hopefully by the end of it I'll have these tracks from here coming round and joining up with these ones here. I'll be able to run trains along there, and hopefully I'll have the block detection all sorted out and even the optical devices before I next reattach it to the other part of the frame. I'm a little bit out of breath because they're quite heavy. They're not that heavy. I can obviously lift it up. It's more awkward than heavy, I think. Obviously it's better to do with two people. Sometimes I have someone to help me and sometimes I don't. But I'm pretty pleased. I can crack on with some work now. So I use these suitcase connectors for connecting my dropper wires into the track bus, the DCC bus. They save a lot of soldering and make everything a lot easier. Okay, so I think I'll call it a day there. You can see I've made quite a bit of progress. I've got this section of track all wired up, tidied up my wiring quite a bit underneath, and I got myself ready to start laying track along the back there. I think I'm doing pretty well. I've also been playing around with the optical detectors. I can't show you anything just yet, but I'll make a few more videos about that, I'm sure. That's quite exciting. I know during lockdown you're all doing a lot of model railway building. In order to pay for my hobby, I started manufacturing and selling cork roadbed. And since the lockdown came in, my sales have gone up about 3 times what they normally are. Yeah, I'm sure you're all busy. If you want some cork roadbed, send me a message. I'm sure I'll be able to give you a good price, much better than you can get normally. About a week ago, I also pressed the go live button on YouTube for the first time for live streaming, and just messed around for a few minutes. That was interesting. Maybe in the future I'll do some live streams, perhaps while I'm doing some work, just so I can chat to some of you.